Well, now let's bring in our political correspondent, Charanpreet Khera, on that point, because the government has been talking for months now about stopping the boats and getting asylum seekers out of these hotels. So, Charanpreet, is it likely to be any time soon?
Yeah, that's right. We hear an awful lot, don't we, about stopping the boats. Of course, that's not an easy task. And just last week, we heard that the asylum backlog in the UK is higher than it's ever been before. And what that means is that even if every single channel crossing were to be stopped from here on, there'd still be hundreds and thousands of asylum seekers in the UK who need to be housed until they find out whether they can stay. Well, I'm joined now by Reverend David Middleton, who you heard from in Amelia's report there, and the local MP, Matt Warman. Reverend, some of those asylum seekers are volunteering here. What have they told you about that long wait?
Just boredom for them, really. 20 months of hanging around with a uncertainty hanging over them. And I think that's the difficulty, isn't it? The uncertainty of it all. So, it's been difficult for them.
And Matt Warman, there are more than 175,000 asylum seekers in the UK who still haven't had their initial decision from the Home Office. That's not an acceptable record for your government, is it?
No, it isn't. And the Prime Minister doesn't think it's acceptable and the Home Secretary doesn't think it's acceptable. That's why there's such an intense focus, both on working much more quickly through the backlog in the Home Office and on trying to limit the number of people coming by illegal means in the first place. Those two things are absolutely crucial to getting through this issue as quickly as possible.
Well, both of you will know that there has been local opposition here in Skegness to housing asylum seekers in a coastal resort. Reverend, what would you say to those people who believe that asylum seekers simply don't belong here?
It's a difficult one because I think wherever they're housed, there's going to be some voice that says, I don't think they should be here. For the guys that we know and engage with us, it's been a pleasure having them here. And they've been very much part of the church community, and as you can see from the report, they've been involved in building this food bank for the people of Skegness.
And Matt Warman, the local council here have gone as far as to say that it's unlawful what the Home Office is doing. Is it?
Well, I think that places like Skegness are intentionally, for planning purposes, designed and built for holidaymakers and tourists. The hotels that the asylum seekers are currently in are not intended for that purpose. They're there for holidaymakers, they're there for the local economy. And for me, it does underline the fact that the system that ends up putting people in hotels such as this, that is a sign of failure, and that is the failure that the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary are seeking to address as quickly as possible, to get them out of those hotels into places that are better for local communities and, crucially, better for them themselves as well.
Well, thanks very much to both of you. I'm sure this is an issue we'll return to as time goes on and as it continues to be an issue for coastal communities like Skegness.
Yes, indeed. Thanks very much to Charanpreet there. Well, in our Shifting Sands series tomorrow, we'll have a special report on the brain drain in Mablethorpe.